The Gospel according to Luke, Advent Calendar, Day 15. Chapter 15, Sheep, Pigs, and Sandals. Everyone hated tax collectors. They always took more money than they were supposed to and kept it for themselves. Nobody liked sinners very much either. But not Jesus. The tax collectors and sinners crowded around him to hear what he had to say. And Jesus welcomed them as much as anyone else. This made the Pharisees cross. Their angry eyebrows were on show again. Can you believe it? Now he's even eating with people like that. Jesus told them all a story. If you had 100 sheep and one went missing, what would you do? You'd leave the 99 in the field and go out and look for the missing one, wouldn't you? When you found it, you'd be so happy, you'd do a little happy dance with the sheep on your shoulders, and you'd carry it home. In fact, you'd be so happy, you'd knock on everyone's doors and invite them to come to an I found my sheep party. It's just like this in heaven, Jesus went on. In heaven, when just one person turns to God, it's as if God throws a massive party to celebrate. I don't even like sheep. I can't dance. What's he talking about? Jesus told the crowd a few more stories to try to help them understand what he meant. Imagine a woman who has 10 pieces of silver. One day she loses one. She'd do anything to find it, wouldn't she? She'd look on the floor, on top of her things, under her things, and in every pocket until she found it. And then she'd be so pleased, she'd tell all her friends, and they'd celebrate together. It's just like this in heaven, Jesus said again. In heaven, all the angels absolutely love it when one person comes back to God. Or how about this? Jesus continued. Imagine a man with 2 sons, and the younger one asks for the share of his dad's things, which he'd normally not get until his dad died. So the man divides up everything he has between the younger son and the older son. And the younger son takes his share and leaves town. The younger son spends all his money on things that aren't good for him. And then he has nothing left. He doesn't even have any money to buy food. Eventually, he decides he has to get a job. And he finds a guy out in the country who says he can be his pig shepherd. He is so hungry that he thinks even the pig food looks good, but no one gives him any food of his own. When he can hardly bear it anymore, he suddenly thinks, I know, what if I go back to Dad? The people who work for him get nice food. They're not starving like me. If I go back and apologize for leaving town and ask if I can work for him, maybe he will let me. So that's what he does. When he is still a long way from home, he sees his dad on the road running towards him with his arms wide open. When his dad finally reaches him, he covers him in hugs and kisses. He is so pleased his son is back. Dad, I'm so sorry, says the son. I've turned away from God and I've turned away from you. I'm not even good enough to be called your son anymore. Please, just let me work for you like a servant. But his dad won't hear of it and tells his servants to fetch the poshest clothes, the best jewelry, and the nicest sandals. and to put them on his son. And he doesn't stop there. He tells his servants to prepare an enormous meal so they can all celebrate. My son had gone. I'd lost him. But now he's back and full of life. I couldn't be happier. But the other son, the one who'd stayed at home and worked hard with his dad, is not at all happy. What's all this food and dancing for? Your brother is back, one of the servants tells him. Your dad is throwing a massive party for him. The older brother is so mad that he won't even go inside. Even when his dad comes out and tries to explain, he still won't go in. It's just not fair, he fumes. I've worked hard for you for years, and you've never thrown a party for me. Why should he get a ridiculous feast? He left town, and he went off like an idiot, and now he's back, and he stinks like a pig. My son, his dad says gently, don't you realize you've been with me all along, and I'm sharing everything I have with you already? Your brother was gone for so long, we all thought he was dead. And now he's back and very much alive. See you tomorrow as we continue our story.